Well, good morning and welcome to Affirmations with Lucille. Today is day 22 of 90 days of affirmations with me, and I have 3 more for you today. As always, I'm going to start with our anchor affirmation, and it reads, "My presence exudes an undeniable excellence that transforms every space I enter." Number 2, I am strong because I choose to be, not because I have to be. And lastly, number 3, I am open to new direction. So, as I reflect on these affirmations for today, I'm reminded of what that term presence means and what my belief is behind this affirmation. And when I think about presence, my presence includes my facial expressions, right? What I'm thinking about myself, my personal beliefs, my values. A lot of these things are visible, right? And I mean that to the human eye. For example, how I'm groomed, if I'm physically fit, if I'm wearing a smile, and my posture, right? All of that is evidence of my values. So for example, if I'm physically fit, that means I value my health, right? If I'm groomed, that means I value taking care of my grooming. If my posture is my shoulders are back, I'm not slouched over, my head isn't hung low, because that means that in my mind and my beliefs, I'm holding my head high, right? And also, if I'm wearing a smile, my facial expression, if you can relate to this, tell me yes in the comments. But I wear my emotions on my sleeve, okay? If there is something on my mind, you would know it because it shows all over my face. And so it takes a little bit of effort for me to ensure that I am cognizant of my face and that I lead with a smile, because sometimes people can take that the wrong way, And so all of that is within my control. And so whenever I want to enter a room, I want to understand the power of my presence and make sure that my head is in the right place so that I can lead with excellence and present my best presence to others, right? So just keep that in mind for today. Now moving on to number 2, and that is, I choose to be strong, but I choose to be strong. Lord, I need to go back to what I wrote down. I am strong because I chose to be, not because I have to be. So I am taking this as my Bible-based affirmation for today, and I'm taking it from Psalms chapter 18, verses 1 through 2 from the NIV version of the Bible. And it reads, "I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. My God is my rock whom I take refuge. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." I chose this because as I think about the goals that I have set out for my life, right? One of the things that came to mind was that, I'm in this CrossFit class and I'm working on my strength. And I'm sitting there thinking like, well, how strong am I? Am I building strength? And I believe I am. So I am physically fit. I feel like I have really gained a lot of muscle since being in CrossFit. But how much longer am I going to force my body to carry around this extra weight? I think the challenge for me is that I don't have to be this big. And I've been trying to really hone in on the reason why I want to lose weight. And I think when I think about how God made me and how he built me, right? I think about my body wasn't designed to carry this much weight. And so when I wake up in the morning and I have all these aches and pains, is it because I'm carrying too much weight? Is it because I am basically forcing my knees to carry way more weight than it was designed to carry, right? That's just being honest with myself. And understanding that I want this affirmation to remind myself that, yes, you're strong, but you're choosing to be strong, not because you have to be. And if you don't want to continue to have to be strong to carry your weight, you need to do something about it. Okay? Now, this also kind of got deeper for me because, and I'd love to hear if anybody else has struggled with this, but have you ever repressed your feelings because you think you needed to be strong for somebody else? Very transparent moment for myself. I lost my brother about 2 years ago, and there was an unspeakable grief that took over me, I think the day that he died. And now I'll never forget how I prevented and disallowed myself from actually just losing it and falling on my knees, boo-hoo crying. I repressed that, all because I felt like I had to be strong for somebody else. And I just want you to know that it is okay to be weak, right? It is okay to let your weakness show, because in your weakness, you are displaying the strength of God in you, right? So hear me out. I think that by repressing that emotion, it becomes like a wound, like a fester, and it then leads to becoming a trigger, if you will. And so just like you have an open wound, and like, let's say it's not bandaged, and you're doing your things, and you forget about it until you rub that wound against something, right? That's kind of how these repressed emotions become those triggers for you. And so just be careful of that, and just be sure that when you're choosing to be strong, that you're choosing it and not because you feel like you have to be strong for somebody else, right? Okay, moving on. My last one is I am open to new direction. So I've been having some conversations with some folks, and I am in a position where myself, as well as a lot of other folks that I'm close to, are going to be faced with a lot of changes and a lot of challenges. And I know that change is uncomfortable, right? And that sometimes when you are challenged, or when someone makes a suggestion for you to change something that you've been doing forever, it's really hard to swallow. And I wanted to use this affirmation as a reminder that I am okay for correction. I am okay with change, and that I can pivot into a new direction. Sometimes that direction is the exact thing that God needed for you to do. All right. As you can see, my light just went off, so that means it's time for me to go. But I just wanted to make sure I got that out to you and let you know that these are the affirmations for today. All right, so really quickly, let's go over them again. I want to hear you repeat them, okay? Repeat after me. Number 1, my presence exudes an undeniable excellence that transforms every space I enter. Number 2, I am strong because I choose to be, not because I have to be. And lastly, number 3, I am open to a new direction. All right, lovelies, y'all sound beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing this time with me this morning. If you love this content, be sure to click like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what resonated with you today. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Y'all be blessed.